Sorry we weren't able to record this the first time during the meeting, but what I want to do is demonstrate again how I attach photo etch railings to a model ship. So kind of the first thing you need to think about is to work in manageable sections of photo etch. So for example, if I had a piece of photo etch that was going to run the length of this hull, I wouldn't want to try and put it all on at once. What I want to do is break it up into two, possibly three different sections and attach them individually and then bring them together at the joints once I'm done. So that's kind of the first step. The second thing is that I always pre-paint my photo etch before I use it. This first example I did was pre-primed before I put it on. Didn't put a finish coat, but that's all right. Definitely don't want to be coming back after the fact trying to repaint railings when you've got all the other structure and so forth that's in the way. So without further ado, let's get going. As far as glues, two different types that I've used. The Gatus grip, the thin blend, works the best. However, the normal, which kind of looks like that, works just equally as well. It's a white glue with a polymer added to it for kind of strength and gives a little bit of flex so it doesn't ping off like a CA type of glue would. The other one, tried and true, is Elmer's just glue all, not the school glue, but the regular white Elmer's glue all PVA. There's another brand that I don't have out right now. It's called Aleene's Tacky Glue, and you can get it from Amazon or any crafting store, but comes in a kind of a goldish brown bottle. I would suggest getting smaller amounts of it because what I've read is like it's good for about a year and then it's going to kind of lose its properties to make it work so well. But it's really a simple process. So I got a small piece of photo etch cut off here. And actually, let me get this opened up. Typically, I shake this up, and when I do, I end up with kind of a little blob up at the, just kind of holds up at the top. But if you're using like the Elmer's, you could put a little blob down on a piece of like blue tape, painter's tape, and just work on it from there. But the idea is pretty simple. What you do is you get some glue on the end of a toothpick, just a little blob like that, not a lot. And then you just run that glue across the bottom of the railing and you just run it back and forth. And what happens is you build up a layer of glue that is going to be attached firmly to the railing, but also creates a nice bed for the photo etch piece to go down onto. Okay, here's the fun part. So we're going to attach it to just the edge of the railing this time. And it's just that easy. Just kind of hold it in place, let it go off for a second, and there you go. Now the nice thing about the PVA is it's water-based. So if you ended up with a little glob of glue that you didn't want, you can take a wet paintbrush and just with water and just kind of wipe it away, just kind of swab it away. And that does two things. It gets rid of the blob, but it also spreads out the white glue along the bottom of that railing. So if there was some little part that stuck up and there was a gap there, it will actually fill that gap, which is really nice. And then afterwards, you can, after it's dry, you can come back in, first of all, it's going to shrink back. So if you do have even a glob there, it's going to shrink back and it'll be less noticeable. But once it's dry, it's going to be a little shiny. So you can just come back in with some paint, just kind of touch it up a little bit, and it looks perfect. So that is how I attach my photo etch railing.